Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Craft Man's Corner. This is Glenn, and today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be doing a multi-layer color 3D print. Now, we're going to be doing this with the Bambu Studio and the Bambu X1 Carbon. Now, this print is going to be coming from Thingiverse from a user called Jimmy Jones. It's a Harry Potter bookmark. So let's go ahead and jump into this, and I'll kind of give you guys some hints and how I go ahead and color this bookmark and get it ready for print, and then we'll jump into the printer. Okay, let's go ahead and jump into the application now. I have Bambu Labs open here, and I have the file extracted that we have the 4 different STLs in. Now, what we're going to do is drag the Ravenclaw STL onto the build plate, and that's going to go ahead and load that. Now, if you notice, it's a little bit too big, so what we'll do is go up here to the scale button, or you can press the letter S on your keyboard. And we want to make sure for this first initial step that the uniform scale button is selected. And then what we'll do is select the top left square here to be able to rescale it and just drop it down a little bit. You could do this, or you could also directly type in the amount that you want into the field there, which in this case we're going to do about 90%. Now let's go ahead and take a look at this STL. Looks like it's in good condition. What we'll do is go ahead and click on the STL and click on the paint button up here, or you can press N on your keyboard. And what that will do is load the paint screen. And for this particular STL, it's already set up for the Bambu X1 Carbon. So we're going to be using the AMS unit on this one, and it already has these 4 colors loaded into the AMS. We have black, blue, gold, and silver here. And what we're going to be doing is a layer height. We'll click on this little height range button here. And for the height range, we'll just go with 0.01. And what we'll do is click on blue here, and we'll click on what we want to be blue. In this case, it's going to be the lettering and the emblem itself. We'll go ahead and click on that. Now that's nice and blue. And then next what we'll do is go ahead and click on gold here, and we'll have the outside of the emblem gold and the Harry Potter logo itself, which is looking really good. And next we can go ahead and select the silver, and we can select the backdrop here for silver. And if you notice, it did something a little bit weird, but it also highlighted and made the bottom of this silver. You could leave it like that, but in our case, I'm going to go ahead and click on black one more time. And I'm going to click the fill button, and I'm just going to fill this section here back with black. And then I'm also going to go through and click on these little sections here inside the lettering to return those to black also. And then if you go ahead and right click and move your mouse up, you can drag the STL up a little bit so you can kind of get more and check it there. And then now the STL looks pretty good. I don't see any major issues with it. It looks really nice. So I think we're done with the painting side of this. So what we can do now is go back over to the scale button here. And the reason we want to do this is because we want to shrink it just a little bit. If you notice, it's a little thick. So what we're going to do is unselect the uniform scale button, and we'll go ahead and select this center square here, which allows us to adjust the Z height. And if you left click and drag around on the build plate, you can move the view around the object. Okay, and then what you want to do now is just left click on the blue square and just drag it down a little bit. We don't want to go too far or it's going to mess with our different layers, but we want at least enough just to kind of thin it out and to make it look nice. In our case, we're going about 55% or so. And we can go ahead and type that up here. Okay. Now what we can do is go ahead and click the preview button on the left-hand top corner here, which allows us to preview the print itself before we actually send it to the printer, just to verify that everything looks like it should be and there's no issues with the actual print itself. Okay, in our case, this looks pretty good. I do see a little bit of black in there, but that's okay for this print. It kind of gives it some character. You can remove that by making it a little bit thicker, but I wanted it as thin as possible so it didn't interfere with the books or something of that nature. But this is looking good. And if we look over here to the right, we have our total time. This will take about 2 hours and 48 minutes. In our case, we actually are going to be printing two of them. So what we're going to do is go back to the prepare button here, and we're going to go ahead and right click on it. Okay, so what we're going to do now is prepare two of these. And what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and left click on it and Control C and then Control V. And what that does is it gives us a duplicate. Okay, so now we have two of these. And if we go back to the preview one more time, we're going to see that it slices it one more time. And it also extends the time a little bit for this. But the more you print, more objects you print with multicolor, usually the less time it actually takes in general because of this ooze tower here. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into the printer now, and let's set up the printer for this print. Okay, so what we have here now is the X1 carbon, and I have a bunch of filament here. The X1 Carbon is a high-speed printer. It has two AMS units. Right now, I have one AMS unit filled with a sparkling black, a shimmering blue, a high-speed yellow, and a shimmering gray. This is really nice filament. It should have a really interesting effect on these bookmarks that we're making here. Okay, let's go ahead and jump into the print itself. Okay, so shortly after the print started, I had to cancel one of the prints or skip one. But the one that did print turned out really well. Here's the overview of it. As you can see, the shimmering gray looks really nice with that accent of blue. And the yellow and the sparkling black just looks great. This print here turned out really nice. If you have any questions, just let me know in the comments below.